Good morning, welcome to today's vlog. It's Friday the 20th, we're entering the solstice and the weather is holding up for the solstice, which is lovely. Really bright day and really warm here today, warm for us. And yeah, we're going into the longest day tomorrow with really nice weather. I don't know how long it'll last, but anyway. This isn't a weather report. This is normally knit morning, and obviously with no transport I'm not there today. I am hopefully getting the loan of a car from the showroom, the car place today, but it wasn't here in time to go to knit morning, so I thought I would have knit morning with you instead. And I have actually, it's probably been more productive than going to knit morning. Because as of late, I've ended up cuddling a dog instead of knitting. So I actually got some knitting done at home, which has been good. I have finally got onto the heel of this shorty sock. The length of time it has taken to knit this one bit of a leg, I could have knit socks for the tallest person ever. But these are shorty socks and they just seem to have been slow growing, but I'm now finally on the heel. I'm doing just a slip stitch heel flap, which is my normal, and I'm just really pleased with the progress I've got done this morning. I was watching Sadly by the Lakeside, her most recent vlog on YouTube, and working on this, so I'm finally on the heel. It'll not take too much longer. The heel always goes in quite quickly for me, so it's my favourite part of the sock. The heel and the toe are my two favourite parts. My least favourite bit of the sock is the cuff. The cuff always seems to feel, I think it's because the way I knit, the rhythm of the knit and the purl, with because I throw, it's it puts me off. I don't know if that's just a mental thing, but psychological thing, I don't know. But I find once I'm past the cuff, normally, I knit quite quickly, but I love working the heel flap and the gusset and doing the decreases and having done the heel turn. That's definitely my favourite part of sock knitting. I think it feels like magic. I don't know, just whether it's you're changing complete direction and just this creating a shape, not just plain straight knitting. Anyway, so yeah, I'm on my favourite part of the sock, so hopefully that will go quite quickly. And the other thing I've been doing is figuring out this Lorna's Laces yarn. And I've had so many great suggestions. Somebody actually suggested I just looked on Ravelry and looked at projects that other people had knit. So I did that this morning. And I've had so many suggestions of lovely vests and shawls, hats that I could knit. And a few stood out. I liked this idea. It's called assigned pulling, which I had never heard of before, and it had been suggested to look at Dawn Barker's patterns, and this is one of hers. I'll put links to these suggestions in the description below, but it's where you basically showcase the contrast colours within the variegation. So maybe in this it would be the orange with a different stitch, so you could be knitting stockinette and then in the other colours, and then in this maybe particular colour or two of the other colours you do like purl stitches, or I don't know, maybe you can do other stitches as well, but it's to showcase that particular colour within the yarn. So I had looked through some of those and I quite liked that idea. And what else had I seen? I had been gifted a beautiful pattern, which I'll put a picture of up here. It's a vest pattern by Albina McLaughlin called Seaside Disco Tee. So it's a t-shirt rather than a vest. And I really like that pattern. But I think I'm going to keep it for just a simple stripe rather than using this yarn. I think it would really showcase that pattern really well, just doing 2 solid colours in the stripe. So I've looked at lots of different patterns and your suggestions have been greatly appreciated. But one suggestion had been made was the, is it pronounced CLAPOTIS shawl? And I have started it. I haven't got very far, as you can see. And I think it will be only once this shawl is completely knit that it will show its true colours, because it's a dropped stitch. And again, I'll insert a photograph of the pattern. But I think it's on either side of the stitch markers. The stitches will be dropped down and create that dropped stitch effect, which I've never done before. So I think that's why it caught my eye. It's a very straightforward knit, and I think it was a free pattern on Ravelry. So, and on their website it was a knitty pattern, I think. I can't remember the name of the designer. Kate Gilbert, I think. I'll put it on the screen anyway. So it seems like a really straightforward, plain, simple knit, and then all its glory will come at the end when the stitches are dropped. So I'm looking forward to seeing this, and I think this will really show off the yarn. It is such pretty colours. And very much, if you look up photographs or pictures on Google of Siesta Key Beach in Sarasota, there's beautiful sunset pictures, and these really do show the colours. But as I said, I got this was deep stash. This isn't available anymore. Lorna's laces aren't dyeing anymore. I think that's what I read. But it's sport weight yarn, and I lost my train of thought there. I'm looking forward to seeing it being knit up and then to be used. I really want to use this yarn. It has lain in my stash for 10 years, and I've looked at it almost every summer thinking I really want to knit something and couldn't settle on anything to make. So I think this could be the pattern for it. So this morning, that is what I am going to do. I'm going to sit and knit for a while, and then maybe if we get this loan car this afternoon, I'll be able to take James out for a while, because I think he's getting a bit of cabin fever and needs brought out for a drive somewhere, and hopefully we can do that, and I can take you along for that as well. He can be my cameraman. He likes that role. And yeah, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the peace and quiet. It's not normally quiet in my knit mornings. It's usually very chatty and noisy, but I'll enjoy the quiet today. has been a busy day, but a very pleasant one at that. After I last spoke to you, I did get a replacement car for the foreseeable future, and it meant that James and I were able to take off this afternoon, which we did. And we headed down the Antrim Coast Road, which is, I think, my favourite place in Northern Ireland. I love all the places we visit and all the places we go to, but there's something about the Antrim Coast Road. Sorry, I'm just realising there's reflection in my glasses, but no matter what way I put the camera, I can't change it very much, but yes, the Antrim Coast Road is, I think, my favourite place in Northern Ireland. I love the glens of Antrim and how the deep valleys, and then they come down into the sea, and it just, I'm going to take these off actually. It was just beautiful today. The sun was shining, it was a very warm day. I think we got up to 27 degrees, and there was a haze over the water in the distance. Scotland was just, it had disappeared into the mist today, and normally in that area, the Mull of Kintyre and that part of Argyll is very, very clear. It's very close at that point. Couldn't be seen today at all, but it was beautiful looking out over the water, and there were lots of little boats out and people were on the beaches, and it just was a really nice, pleasant day to be out. So we drove down there and we stopped in Glenarm Castle and got a lovely coffee, and then took the coffee with us and headed on. So it was really, really nice. I enjoyed the time with James and the chat. There's always a lot of chat between us, which was lovely. But I came home and I knit a little bit, and now I have the dinner to make. And the request for dinner today is breakfast for dinner. Because the sourdough starter came into the house yesterday, the request is already in for the pancakes. So that will be dinner, with some bacon and probably some eggs. I'll fry some eggs for him too. So yeah, a simple enough dinner. The sourdough pancake recipe I have is lovely. I just got it online. I will link it below. I think it's the clevercarrot.com, I think, but I'll put the link in the description. It is certainly the best pancake recipe I have, and pancakes have been very hit and miss for me in the past. They usually come out a bit of a mess, but with the sourdough recipe I come out with really nice, fluffy, thick pancakes, and they're very delicious. So that is dinner, and then I intend to sit down and get a little bit more of my clapotis done. Now that I've got it started, I want to just kind of get it going so that I have the incentive to keep going. So we'll do a little bit of that tonight. And we did talk, James and I, about watching Dune. We've watched the most recent movies, and I think he does want to watch those again. But the old 1980s David Lynch version he would like to watch and critique. If James is watching a movie with James can be quite critical. We go through all the detail in fact because he's read the books, but he's looking forward to watching that. And yeah, that's about all. I did fish out a bag to keep my project in. This is very random, all over the place. From the basket of doom over there, I cleared one bag out, and I found this project bag that I haven't had out in a long time, but it's a beautiful bag. I don't know if Busy Bird is still, is it Busy Bird, is making bags. I think I got this on Etsy, but it's a long time ago. It's beautiful meagre maker fabric. I will look, and if I do find her shop and she still has a shop, I'll put it in the description box. If it's not in the description box, it's because I haven't been able to find it. So I have my project in there, all my yarn, and I'll continue with that, as I say, that project after I've made dinner and have settled in for the evening. So that's it for today. Hopefully you have a nice start to your weekend this Friday evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.